So today we're going to do the actual initiation of Avalokiteshvara, the great compassionate deity. So right now you are reciting the 21 Tara prayer. And in the past, in Tibet, one aristocrat heard someone going before him say, concluding this prayer, concluding the 21 Tara prayer, and then he said, I prostrate to the 31 Taras. I make the 31st prostration. So we are I'm going to give you the Avalokiteshvara initiation. Avalokiteshvara is known as the personification of all the compassion of all the Buddhas. And so in many of the countries where the practice of Avalokiteshvara is followed, he is considered very sacred and holy, and in China also this is practiced, and in Tibet is the land, chosen land of Avalokiteshvara. And since the time of the our Dharma emperors, Tibetans have very special connection with Avalokiteshvara. So yesterday we did the preliminary process of the initiation, and today I'm going to do the actual initiation of Avalokiteshvara, the great compassionate deity. So for this, I need to do the preparatory ritual, and therefore in the meantime, please recite the Om Mani Padme Hum mantra. This is a homage to Avalokiteshvara. Please recite this mantra, Om Mani Padme Hum, while His Holiness is doing the preparation for the initiation. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om mani beme ho, mani beme ho, mani beme ho, mani beme. Om mani beme ho, 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 mani beme. Om mani beme ho, 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 mani. Mani beme ho, mani beme ho, mani beme ho, mani beme. Oh mani beme ho, 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 mani beme. Oh mani beme ho, 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 mani beme. Oh mani beme ho, 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 mani beme. Om mani beme ho, 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 mani beme. Om mani beme ho, 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 mani beme ho. Oh, money bimbo, money bimbo, money bimbo, money bimbo, money bimbo, money bimbo, money. Oh, money bimbo, money bimbo, money bimbo, money bimbo, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo. Oh, money bimbo, money bimbo, money bimbo, money bimbo, money bimbo, money bimbo. Oh, money bimbo, money bimbo, money bimbo, money bimbo, money bimbo, money. Oh, money bimbo, money bimbo, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo. Oh, money bimbo, 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 oh, money bimbo. Oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo. Oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo. Oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo. Oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo. Oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo. Oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo. Oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo. Oh, money bimbo, 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 oh, money bimbo. Oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo. Oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo. Oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo. Oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo. Oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo. Oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo. Oh, money bimbo, 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 oh, money bimbo. Oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo. Oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo. Bimbo, oh, money 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 bimbo. Oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo. Oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo. Bimbo, money bimbo, money bimbo, money bimbo, money bimbo. Oh, money bimbo, money bimbo, money bimbo, money bimbo, money.
Oh, money bimbo, 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 oh, money bimbo. Oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo. Oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo. Oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo. Oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo. Oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo. Oh, money bimbo, 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 oh, money bimbo. Oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo, oh, money bimbo. Oh, money bimbo, 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 oh, money bimbo.
O chadong kolu gyue gyebo dang jendu gyewa sangpe sangye kala kangdu tela terdu ba zumba jinre sila chuba bu.
This is blessing for the tea.
Changsu chata pali jiswa
So, as everyone got tea and bread,
pali so.
please take the bread.
Chirangsu anda shaoshi sheme badi digita.
So, those of you who didn't have your breakfast must eat this bread well. As for me, I had a very heavy breakfast, but still I'm taking this bread here. So, in general, Avalokiteshvara is the supreme deity of compassion who looks after all sentient beings, and particularly historically, Avalokiteshvara
for him, Tibet has become the special land where to the beings of the land of snows are to be tamed by him.
Generously.
So, Avalokiteshvara, we have the thousand-armed, thousand-eyed Avalokiteshvara, and then we have the Bodhisattva, the jaw. Jaw Bodhisattva. In Potala Palace, there is an Avalokiteshvara, and it is said that these two are like the brothers, siblings, and the 13th Dalai Lama and maybe other Dalai Lamas, other previous Dalai Lamas, when they did a special retreat, this Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva was also brought to Lhasa, taken to Lhasa. And then, when there was turmoil in Tibet, this image of Bodhisattva was brought through Nepal from to Nepal, and then from there to India. No. No. It was kept in Kirong. So from there, it was brought to Nepal, and the Dzongkha monastery monks of Dzongkha who are today re-established in South India. And so there was a plan to take the statue by the Dzongkha monastery to South India when they moved to South India. But I did a divination, double divination, and it indicated that it would stay. It was better stay here with me rather than moving to South India. So the Bodhisattvas remains with me in my residence, and I'm like the caretaker of his altar. So sometimes when I look at him, his face, and when I smile at him, it also smiles back at me. So it seems very live image. And so, in front of this very sacred special image, we have done the preliminary process of the initiation, Avalokiteshvara initiation, yesterday. Have you finished your tea? Did I say this yesterday? This prayer. may I not grow the horse teeth or donkey teeth and so forth, but teeth of may be able to grow. There were teeth like sheep. So when the milk teeth of a child falls off, then it was broken and then it is sprinkled in the space, and this prayer is made. So may these new teeth not grow like those of the horse and donkey, but the like teeth of younger Luku. It's like a sheep, young sheep of auspiciousness. So regarding my teeth, none of my teeth had been taken off, removed. So I don't have wisdom teeth. So this may mean that I don't have wisdom or intelligence. So though I didn't have wisdom teeth, I don't have wisdom teeth, I still am. I have wisdom. I'm a bhikshu, a fully ordained monk. In the Shakyamuni tradition, I received my monastic bhikshu ordination in Chokhang Temple from Japje Ling Rinpoche, by late Senior Juta. And I have also done quite a lot of study of the classic texts. I memorized Visamaya Alamkara and Madhyamaka Avatara. So in those days, I wasn't much interested in the studies, but later I grew interest in these texts. So I found later that Madhyamaka Avatara and Mula Madhyamaka Karika are very special sacred texts. So these are verses from Madhyamaka Avatara, verses 34 down. So I reflect on these verses. And then also verses from Bodhisattvacharya Avatara. All suffering comes from selfish motive. All happiness comes from altruistic motive. What else is there more to say? Look at the difference between the Buddhas who have become enlightened through altruism, and look at us who are still remained as ordinary suffering beings. And with which intelligent person, a sensible person, would feel discouraged to ride the horse of bodhicitta, which leads one from blissful to states. So when you are calm, your mind is calm, it helps your health as well, because your elements are not disturbed. Of course, in terms of maintaining your health, the medicines help, but the most important thing is your mind, to have healthy mind. And so you should, the children, you should develop peace of mind. So if I jokingly speak to you, even if you may be beautiful, handsome, if you are angry, that goes away. And if you have a good feature, good looking face, if you smile, it becomes more beautiful. So if you remain altruistic, thinking of benefiting others, bodhicitta, compassion, and so forth are very sacred. So first, I'll take a little bit of bread. So taking care of others is very important. So did you eat? Have you eaten your bread? Finished your bread? Whenever you see me, have you ever seen me angry? Have you ever seen my angry face? Me in angry face? Rather than smiling and laughing. So I'll continue with my preparation for the initiation. Please say this mantra. Mani pe me hu. Mani pe me hu. Mani pe me hu.
Mani be me ho, 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 mani be Om mani be me ho, 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 mani be me Om mani be me ho, 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 mani be me Om mani be me ho, 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 mani Mani be me ho, 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 mani be me Oh, mani be me ho, 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 mani be me Oh, mani be me ho, 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 mani be me Om mani be me ho, 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 mani be Om mani be me ho, 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 mani be me Om mani be me ho, 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 mani Mani be me ho, mani be me ho, mani be me ho, mani be me ho, mani Oh, mani be me ho, 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 mani be me Oh, mani be me ho, 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 mani Om mani be me ho, 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 mani be Mani be me ho, 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 mani be me Oh, mani be me ho, 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 mani be me Oh, mani be me ho, 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 mani be me Oh, mani be me ho, 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 mani be Oh, mani be me ho, 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 mani O mani beme ho, 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 mani O mani beme ho, 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 mani O mani beme ho, 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 mani beme O mani beme ho, 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 mani beme O mani beme ho, 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 mani beme O mani beme ho, 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 mani beme O mani beme ho, 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 mani Mani beme ho, 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 mani O mani beme ho, 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 mani beme O mani beme ho, 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 mani beme O mani beme ho, 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 mani O mani beme ho, mani beme ho, mani beme ho, mani beme ho, mani O mani beme ho, mani beme ho, mani beme ho, mani beme
Oh, money bimeo, 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 oh, money bimeo. Oh, money bimeo, 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 oh, money bimeo. Oh, money bimeo, oh, money bimeo, oh, money bimeo, oh, money bimeo, oh, money bimeo. Oh, money bimeo, oh, money bimeo, oh, money bimeo, oh, money bimeo, oh, money bimeo. Oh, money bimeo, oh, money bimeo, oh, money bimeo, oh, money bimeo. Oh, money bimeo, 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 oh, money bimeo. Oh, money bimeo, oh, money bimeo, oh, money bimeo, oh, money bimeo, oh, money bimeo. Oh, money bimeo, oh, money bimeo, oh, money bimeo, oh, money bimeo, oh, money bimeo. Oh, money bimeo, oh, money bimeo, oh, money bimeo, oh, money bimeo. Oh, money bimeo, oh, money bimeo, oh, money bimeo, oh, money bimeo. Oh, money bimeo, oh, money bimeo, oh, money bimeo, oh, money bimeo, oh, money bimeo. Oh, money bimeo, oh, money bimeo, oh, money bimeo, oh, money bimeo, oh, money bimeo. Oh, money bimeo, oh, money bimeo, oh, money bimeo, oh, money bimeo, oh, money bimeo. Oh, money bimeo, oh, money. Oh, money bimeo, oh, money bimeo, oh, money bimeo, oh, money bimeo, oh, money bimeo. Oh, money bimeo, 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 oh, money bimeo. Oh, money bimeo, oh, money bimeo, oh, money bimeo, oh, money bimeo, oh, money bimeo. Oh, money bimeo, oh, money bimeo, oh, money bimeo, oh, money bimeo, oh, money bimeo. Oh, money bimeo, money bimeo, money bimeo, money bimeo. O mani beme 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 o mani O mani beme 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 o mani O mani beme 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 o mani O mani beme 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 Mani beme o 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 mani beme beme o mani 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 O mani beme 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 o mani Oh, money beme, 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 No money bill, money bill, money bill, money bill, oh money bill, money bill, money bill. Oh, money bill, money bill, money bill, oh, money bill, money bill. Oh, money bill, money bill, money bill, oh, money bill. Oh, money bill, money bill, money bill, money bill. Oh, money beme, oh, money beme, oh, money beme, oh, money beme, oh, money beme. Oh, money beme, oh, money beme, oh, money beme, oh, money beme. Oh, money beme, 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 oh, money beme. Oh, money be me, 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 oh, money be me. Oh, money be me, 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 oh, money be me. Oh, money be me, 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 oh,
mani beme ho, 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 mani Om mani beme ho, 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 mani beme Om mani beme ho, 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 mani beme Mani beme ho, 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 mani beme ho. Om mani beme ho, 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 mani beme ho. Om mani beme ho, 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 mani beme Om mani beme ho, 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 mani Mani beme ho, 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 mani beme Om mani beme ho, mani beme ho, om mani beme ho, 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 mani beme Om mani beme ho, 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 mani beme Om mani beme ho, mani beme Om mani beme ho, mani beme Om mani beme ho, mani beme ho, mani beme ho, mani beme Om mani beme ho, mani beme ho, mani beme ho, Om mani beme ho, 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 mani beme Om mani beme ho, mani beme ho, mani beme ho, mani beme ho, mani beme Om mani beme ho, mani beme ho, mani beme ho, mani beme Om mani beme ho, mani beme ho, mani beme Om mani beme ho, mani beme ho, mani beme ho Om mani beme ho, 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 mani beme Om mani beme ho, 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 mani beme Om mani beme ho, 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 mani Om mani beme ho, mani beme ho, mani beme ho, mani beme Om mani beme ho, 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 mani beme Om mani beme ho, 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 mani beme Om mani beme ho, 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 Om mani beme ho, mani beme Om mani beme ho, 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 mani beme Om mani beme ho, 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 mani beme Om mani beme ho, 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 mani beme Om mani beme ho, 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 mani Om mani beme ho, 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 mani beme ho. Mani beme ho, 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 mani beme Oh, mani beme ho, 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 mani Oh, mani beme ho, 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 mani Mani beme ho, mani beme ho, mani beme ho, mani beme Oh, mani beme ho, 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 mani beme Oh, mani beme ho, 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 mani beme Oh, mani beme ho, 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 mani Oh, mani beme ho, 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 mani beme Oh, mani beme ho, 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 mani beme Oh, mani beme ho, 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 mani Oh, mani beme ho, 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 mani beme Oh, mani beme ho, mani beme ho, mani beme ho, mani beme ho, mani Oh, mani beme ho, 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 mani beme Om mani beme ho, 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 mani beme Om mani beme ho, mani beme ho, mani beme ho, mani beme mani beme ho Mani beme ho, 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 mani Oh, mani beme ho, mani beme oh, mani beme ho, mani beme ho, mani beme ho, mani beme ho, mani beme Oh, mani beme ho, 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 mani beme Oh, mani beme ho, 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 oh, mani beme ho, mani beme ho, mani beme Oh, mani beme ho, 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 oh, mani beme ho, mani beme mani beme ho, mani beme ho, mani beme Oh, mani beme ho, 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 mani beme Oh, mani beme ho, 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 mani beme Oh, mani beme ho, 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 mani Oh, mani beme ho, 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 mani beme Oh, mani beme ho, 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 mani beme Oh, mani beme ho, 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 mani beme Om mani beme ho, 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 mani mani beme ho, 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 mani Om mani beme ho, 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 mani beme Om mani beme ho, 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 mani beme Om mani beme ho, 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 mani Om mani beme ho, 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 mani Mani beme ho, 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 mani beme Oh, mani beme ho, 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 mani beme ho. Oh, mani beme ho, 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 mani Oh, mani beme ho, 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 oh, mani beme ho, 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 mani Om mani beme ho, mani beme, om mani beme ho, mani beme ho, mani beme ho, mani beme ho, mani beme, om mani beme ho, 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 om mani beme, om mani beme ho, mani beme ho, mani beme ho, om mani beme ho, mani beme ho, mani beme Oh, mani beme ho, 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 mani beme, oh, mani beme, oh, mani beme 다들 ene
So,
상하게 도시태고에 취했어야 돼.
with regards to sacred Vajrayana
참여별 낭신 파
teachings,
간.
what we do is stop the ordinary appearance and ordinary perception of things and oneself and bear the divine appearance and perception in one's mind, and with that, within that kind of perception, we need to go through the process of initiation. So, in order to reach Buddhahood, one needs to generate that of Bodhichitta, as we say in the prayer, for the in the interest of oneself and others. One generates Bodhichitta. May I generate Bodhichitta? And so the Buddha is someone who possesses the ultimate attainment of body, speech, and mind. And when you practice the Tantra, right at this moment, we visualize ourselves as a deity. One's body appears in the form of a deity, one's speech as the deity's speech, mantra, and one's mind as the Dharmakaya. That is how you visualize. So, of course, in the perfection vehicle, we make aspiration to reach Buddhahood for the benefit of all sentient beings. But in Tantra, you transform, visualize yourself as a deity with your speech as the mantra and your mind as a mind of a Buddha. And so here, to do the initiation of Avalokiteshvara, we did the preliminary process yesterday. And so in order to give this initiation, so the disciples, people who are receiving this initiation or taking the initiation should bear the divine pride of a deity. And the person who is giving the initiation, also the master, should bear the same divine pride as a deity, and things appearing to him as deities. And the master also has done the self-initiation. And now to give the initiation, please make a mandala offering to request the initiation. This universal base anointed with perfume, strewn with flowers, adorned with Mount Meru, the four continents, and the sun and the moon, I visualize it as a Buddha field and offer it to you. May all transmigrators enjoy such a pure land. Now, here, for the sake of taking the initiation, of course, in your mind, you should visualize not just going after what appears to your sensory perception. In your mind, you should imagine me, the Lama, the master, giving the initiation as the deity, the compassionate deity, the great compassionate deity, Avalokiteshvara, with 1,000 hands and 1,000 eyes and 11 heads. So please repeat this. You, O great bliss one, are my teacher. Master, please grant me your attention. Show me the great enlightenment. I beg you, great protectors, please bestow upon me the samayas, bodhicitta, and refuges, the dharma, Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. O protector, please place me in the supreme city of great liberation. Please repeat for the second time. You, great blissful one, are... So here the blissful one, the precise thorough explanation comes in the highest yoga tantra. And so in tantra, the highest yoga tantra, when you talk about the reaching Buddhahood, it is described in terms of the 7 features of a union. So the text that I'm using, of course, the ritual that we are following comes from the Kriya Tantra, the Action Tantra. So what disturbs our mind are what are known as the 80 different conceptions. But having developed antidotes to them, when these 80 conceptions stop and you attain the all-empty, clear-light mind, then you will be able to attain the lasting, enduring, blissful state or happiness. And so when these 80 conceptions stop, and you are able to maintain this clear light mind, then you will not have the different conceptions, discursive thoughts. And so that is what is referred to by this term, great bliss. But in the lower tantras, this is not explained explicitly, whereas this explanation is does not come across. We don't come across this explanation, but in the highest yoga tantra, we come across that. Please repeat for the second time. Oh, grace, blissful one, you are my teacher, so Master, please pay attention to me. The firm way of enlightenment, I beg you, O great protector, please grant me the pledges, the spirit of enlightenment, bodhicitta. So this is the most important thing, bodhicitta. in order to fulfill the interests of oneself and others, may I generate bodhicitta. So there is no greater factor than fulfilling one's own and others' goals than this bodhicitta, the spirit of enlightenment. So there is no greater force than bodhicitta for accumulating merit and purifying negativities and sins. So this is very holy, very precious. So for one's own benefit, as well as the benefit of others, as well as short-term and long-term goals, and reaching Buddhahood is the bodhicitta, the factor for the attaining this. So please have this in mind and say, please grant me the spirit of enlightenment, the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. O protector, please lead me to the supreme city of liberation. Please repeat again, O great bliss, you are my teacher, so master, please pay attention to me. The firm way of the great enlightenment, I beg you, O protector, please grant me the pledges, the spirit of enlightenment, the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. O protector, please lead me to the supreme city of enlightenment. Please repeat again. O great bliss, you are my teacher. Master, please pay attention to me. The firm way of great enlightenment, I beg you, O protector. Please grant me the pledges, the spirit of enlightenment, the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. O protector, please lead me to the supreme city of enlightenment. So that finishes with that. We finished taking the Bodhisattva vows. Please distribute the blindfold. So the sacred mantra of Vajrayana is to be practiced secretly, and therefore to symbolize that those who have not received initiations should not see the mandala for the time being, and therefore this blindfold is given. Please put on the blindfold, the ribbon. So most of you put the blindfold on your forehead. Actually, it is supposed to cover your eyes, but it has not. Just to cover your eyes is not so significant, so you can just put it on your foreheads. And so later, when you enter the mandala, and you will be given the initiations, for that purpose, you are given this garland of flowers in order to offer them to the offer it to the deities of the mandala. And so, and then there are other things that are given, such as the Ushnisha hat and so forth. So we'll not go through that. So hold your hand in this lotus lineage gesture with the palms opening. Put the hands together and palms opening up. Hold your hands in this gesture. So you are making prostration to the main deity of the mandala, and say this: Om Nama Tehum, Om Nama Mehum, Namo Namahum Swaha, making prostration to the the main deity Avalokiteshvara, 1,000 hands and 1,000 eyes, Avalokiteshvara in the mandala. Please repeat this request.
달라 어버자도서 디시보 탐지기 친절로시 tuk지첨부 달라 어버자도서
Please bring down the great compassionate one within me. We're praying to all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. So we all have the seed of compassion. So here we are talking about a compassion which is limitless, infinite, even extending to your enemy, the so-called enemies. You are extending this compassion or love towards all sentient beings across the expanse of the space. So this is something marvelous. When you have love and compassion in your heart, wherever you go, you always have a sense of bliss and happiness. So if you are overcome with anger, hatred, and so forth, wherever you are, whether you are surrounded by lots of resources or not, you will not be happy at all. And so compassion is the source of happiness. It's very true. So all the Tathagatas bless me, great compassionate one, please descend into me. They're here at the heart of the Lama, who is not distinct from the central deity, amidst right rays, inviting the non-dual primordial awareness of great compassion one, all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the 10 directions to descend in the aspect of the letter free. Their light rays dissolve into the disciple's body. Recite Om Bezar Abhishaya Recite it 7 times or 21 times. The Bodhisattva vow is already done, but
Genesis gyurbe nyingar hong jimbara pema amaru jogon dawalo omqabu igisum jevesi lue sawar chayas. Dadene changjusambe tobosun yayinda.
So next we are going to take the Bodhisattva vows. So we have obtained a human life. Not only human beings, that all most of the sentient beings are taken care of by our mother with love and care. So without that, we would not have been able to look after ourselves. So, loving compassion is something that is essential. I mean, that is where we started our life with the help of our mother, kindness of our mother. As human beings, naturally, we prefer smile and laughter, whereas a wrathful face is not appreciated. And therefore, love and compassion is the foundation of our life. So everyone will be happy, oneself and others. So the opposite of that will disturb one's own mind and also make others unhappy. So if you look at the birds and animals, they appreciate our love. If you show love to them, they appreciate it. Respond with that. And the dogs wag their tails when we treat them lovingly. Whereas if you show a stern face, then a serious face, then they also their tails go down. And our life is survived through love and compassion. The wars and battles and conflicts happen because of lack of love and compassion. All these fightings, battles and wars happen because of lack of compassion, and therefore love and compassion are our basis of our life, the root of our life. And so we have to take the Bodhisattva vows. So all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, and particularly Avalokiteshvara, the great compassionate deity, as practitioners of this teaching, we should regard anger, hatred, and these destructive emotions as our true enemies. But instead of these, develop the love and compassion, bodhicitta, and with these you'll be able to reach enlightenment. So what you need to do is to think of benefiting others, only helping others, not just human beings, but all sentient beings. And that too, not just for a few days, few weeks or months and years, but until all sentient beings become enlightened. Those sentient beings who are as limitless as the expanse of space. So you should have that kind of a strong determination and courage to work for others. Please repeat this. Take Bodhisattva vows. I go for refuge in the rituals. I confess all negativities individually. I rejoice in the virtues of beings. I hold the mind of Buddhahood. I go for refuge to the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha until I'm enlightened. In order to fully accomplish welfare of oneself and others, I will generate bodhicitta. In generating the mind of Supreme, having generated the mind of Supreme Enlightenment, I will act as steward for all sentient beings. I will engage in the supreme, the appealing conduct of enlightenment for the benefit of all sentient. May I become Buddhahood, attain Buddhahood. Please repeat it for the second time. I seek refuge in the three jewels. I confess all misdeeds individually. I rejoice in the virtues of beings. I take to my heart Buddha's enlightenment. I seek refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and Supreme community until I'm enlightened. In order to fulfill the interests of myself and others, I generate mind of enlightenment. By generating the mind for Supreme Enlightenment, I shall invite all sentient beings as my guests and engage in the Supreme, the appealing contact of enlightenment for the benefit of all beings. May I attain Buddhahood. Now, at the third repetition at the end of this third repetition, please. So for me, I cultivate bodhicitta every day, and also I think along these lines that all happiness and joy in the world comes from wishing others to be happy, and all suffering comes from wishing oneself to be happy. And therefore, which intelligent and sensible person would become discouraged to ride the horse of bodhicitta, which leads one from blissful to blissful state and does away with all despair. And so you should feel determined to practice bodhicitta even at the cost of your life. Please repeat. I seek refuge in the three jewels. I confess all my misdeeds individually. I rejoice in the virtues of beings. I take to my heart Buddha's enlightenment. I seek refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and Supreme community until I'm enlightened. In order to fulfill the interests of myself and others, I generate the mind of enlightenment. By generating the mind of supreme enlightenment, I shall invite all sentient beings as my guests. So you are actually saying that you will call on all sentient beings as your guests for the supreme and bliss and happiness. I engage in the supremely appealing conduct of enlightenment, so which with bodhicitta you will be happy and relaxed and conscientious for the benefit of all sentient beings. May I attain Buddhahood. So at the end of this third repetition, please feel determined that you have received the Bodhisattva vows. Just as the complete set of Bodhisattva vows the Master has. For the benefit of all beings, may I attain Buddhahood. As Shantideva's Bodhisattva Charyavatara says, so I can't remember the beginning of this verse that comes from Bodhisattva Charyavatara. So this is the nectar that so if you have so this comes from the third chapter of Bodhisattva Charyavatara. So we have been taking rebirth in samsara and have continuously suffered in samsara. We've been overcome with the three types of suffering, which are this, painful, obvious painful suffering and changeable suffering, and then the all-encompassing conditioned existential suffering. And so as it is said in the Heart Sutra, that yatha gade gade para gade para samgade, which means that go perfectly beyond and be established in enlightenment. As it also is said in Bodhisattva, in the sixth chapter at the end of the sixth chapter of Madhyamaka Avatara, thus illuminated by the rays of wisdom's light, the Bodhisattva sees as clearly as gooseberry, and so forth, down to And like the and like the kings of swans soaring ahead of the accomplished swans with white wings of conventional ultimate truth spread wide, propelled by the powerful winds of virtue, the Bodhisattva would cruise to the excellent far shore, the oceanic qualities of the conquerors, the Buddhahood. So if you practice these two principles of wisdom and method, you will be able to reach this state of Buddhahood in the end, as indicated by this mantra of Heart Sutra. So as a Buddha, follower of the Buddha, and have someone who has done who has studied the teaching quite a lot, I'm also hoping to reach the paths and grounds of bodhisattvas and culminating in Buddhahood, the omniscient state. So this is what I aim. So it is the supreme elixir that overcomes the lord of death. It is the inexhaustible treasure that eliminates all poverty in the world. It is the supreme medicine that cures the world's disease. It is the evergreen that shelters all beings wandering tired in the roots of life, existence. It is the unrivaled, universal bridge that frees beings from wretched lives. It is the rising moon of mind that dispels the torment of mental afflictions. It is the great sun that burns away the mighty ignorance of the world. It is the quintessential Buddha from the churning of the milk of Dharma for the old guests traveling the path of life who wish to experience the true happiness. The Spirit will satisfy them with joy and exalts them in the highest bliss. So all sentient beings in the world are the basis of our life as well, and particularly human beings. So what we should do is to bear love and compassion towards all of them, because we are dependent for our life and happiness and so forth on them. And then this chapter 3 ends with saying, today in the presence of the old protectors, I invite transmigrators as my guests to the Sugatahood, the Buddhahood, and in the meantime to the temporal happiness. Gods, demigods, and others rejoice. And so next is the cultivation of what is known as the all-encompassing yoga mind. So first, refresh your thoughts for attaining Buddhahood, this spirit of enlightenment for the benefit of all sentient beings. Feel determined to reach Buddhahood for the benefit of all sentient beings. So when some people think of reaching Buddhahood for the benefit of all sentient beings, someone thinking along these lines would be relatively happier and joyful than others. So we have the conducive conditions for developing bodhicitta for the benefit of all sentient beings. So please cultivate and develop this spirit of enlightenment as best you can. So I may also say this: you consider me as your guru, your master. So regarding myself, in my childhood, I wasn't so interested, but later on, with the help of my two tutors, and also with the help of Kuno Lama Rinpoche Tenzin Gyaltsen, that is after coming into exile in India. And his main practice was Bodhisattvacharya Avatara, and I received teachings on this text from him. And since then, I have been reflecting on this teaching of Bodhisattvacharya Avatara. So, in other words, what I'm saying is that if you have this sense of helping others and caring for the well-being of others, you'll be healthy, happy, and you will be able to fulfill your temporal and ultimate goal. So as your teacher, you should think whatever His Holiness practices, what His Holiness considers as precious, valuable is bodhicitta. And so, as I develop bodhicitta every day, you should have also imitate me and generate this bodhicitta, spirit of enlightenment, for the benefit of all sentient beings. And having done that, visualize this bodhicitta mind transforming into a moon disk at your heart. So this mind of relative bodhicitta takes the aspect of a full moon disk at your heart. And then with regard to emptiness, when you think of me or they, and both are merely designated on the basis of their psychophysical aggregates. This is true even in the case of Buddhas. So even the Buddhas are designated on the basis of the other factors. So there's nothing whatever which is not designated based on something else. So whatever things and phenomena there are, they are merely designated and dependently designated. But what appears to our mind is as if things have some kind of objective, independent existence. This is what even the quantum physics says. So if you think closely, the quantum physicists also say that things are projected by our mind. So this is what even the quantum physicists say. In our texts, scriptures, when we analyze things through what are known as the fivefold reasoning, sevenfold reasoning, and so forth, there are all these different types of reasonings. So, though things appear as if they have some objective independent existence, they do not exist that way. So we have these different types of reasonings, which are known as the diamond splinter reasoning, analyzing the cause, and refuting existence and non-existence, which analyzes the effect, one and many, analyzing the nature of things, refuting production from existence and non-existence factors, and analyzing both the cause and effect, and then dependent arising. So I also do this kind of reflection on bodhicitta, on our experience. So what brings about our anger is this clinging on to some existence as if they have some absolute ultimate existence. And when you think of things being empty of any intrinsic existence, objective intrinsic existence, there's a way, there's clinging to objective independent existence. And so you should reflect on the fact that things are merely designated, that they do not exist the way they appear to us. That is, they appear to us as if they have some objective existence. But that's not the way things exist, but they are merely dependently designated. So things are merely nominal. So meditate on this fact that things are empty of any intrinsic existence. The easy thing to meditate on when you meditate on emptiness is yourself. Where is yourself? Where is this I that you have a notion of? Is it in your head, your legs, your arms? Where? Where is it? Though we have a sense of I, we think. And it has, of course, effects on us. This I affects us, but when you try to pinpoint the I, we cannot find it. You cannot find it within the body, anywhere in the body. It cannot be outside the body. And we say I am the possessor of the body, or the aggregates and so forth. But where is that I? And therefore, everything is merely dependently designated, and they lack any essential identity in and of themselves. And therefore, it is said that the Buddha used hundreds of reasonings to lead sentient beings out of this kind of misconception. And Master Nagarjuna also says things do not arise from self, nor from other, nor from both, neither from anything else. And so, if you think along these lines, you'll be able to confirm from your experience that things do not have any independent objective existence, but they lack this kind of existence, that they lack any intrinsic independent existence. So, this understanding of emptiness, now imagine it transforming into a white Vajra standing on the moon disk that you have already visualized earlier. And so, the moon disk represents the course for Buddha's body, attaining the Buddha's body, and the Vajra represents the course for attaining Buddha's Dharmakaya, the truth body. And so these two principles of bodhicitta and the understanding of the wisdom of emptiness are the main courses, the primary course for Buddhahood. So every day, as soon as I wake up, I meditate on bodhicitta and emptiness. And so this brings us peace, the relaxed state of mind within me. And this Dalai Lama, who always is found smiling, is because of this meditation on bodhicitta and the wisdom of emptiness. So meditation on emptiness helps you to see things, to counter this perception and misperception where you hang on to some kind of objective existence in things. So if you love me, please meditate on bodhicitta and the wisdom of emptiness. You should put effort, work hard, do your best through days, months, years, and so forth. And so these two principles of bodhicitta and bodhisattva, view of emptiness, are something wonderful, amazing. And so the philosophy instructors in the schools should be able to, if you are a qualified instructor, you should be able to explain these two principles of bodhicitta and view of emptiness to the school children, to your students. So rather than telling stories in our society, if you are able to explain these two principles based on books like Shantideva's Bodhisattva Charyavatara and also have discussions on it, it would be much beneficial. So with this, we are done with the all-encompassing yoga mind. So, thinking that these two, you will never let go of these two, and repeat this: Om Sarva Yoga Citta Upatayami, Om Sarva Yoga Citta Upatayami, Om Sarva Yoga Citta Upatayami. So this all-encompassing yoga mind, I will generate. I will definitely generate, this mantra says. And so to stabilize these two minds of bodhicitta and the view of emptiness, the Lama touches a flower and vajra to your heart while reciting the mantra. So, since Tantra is something which must be practiced in secrecy, you should not disclose your practice to others, boast about your practice of Tantra to others. So secrecy here shows that you should maintain this practice in low profile. And mantra means you'll do it with great emphasis. And so, think that the replicas of the now the mandala of the deity is opened. And imagine yourself going inside the mandala of Avalokiteshvara and going around clockwise. Please repeat this. Maharada, Sundinda, Sundugo, Vajasado, Adisidimam, Maharada, Sundinda, Sudugo, Susugo, Vajasado, Adisidimam, Maharada, Sundinda, Sudugo, Susugo, Vajasado, Adisidimam. Next is making prostrations. Please first fold your hands together, say Om Namate Hum, and touch your throat, Nama Mehum. Touch your heart and say Om Nama Nama Hum Soha. So all the Tathagatas bless me, great compassion. Please bring down the great compassion within me. Please repeat this. All Tathagatas bless me, great compassion one, please descend it upon me. All Tathagatas please bless me and bring descend or shower down all the great compassionate one on me. The Re at the heart of the Lama, who is not distinct from the central deity, emits light rays, inviting the non-dual primordial awareness of great compassion and all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas within direction to descend in the aspect of the letter Free. And this light rays and awareness, the Free syllable, dissolves into the disciple's body. With this mantra, it's stabilized. The blessing of Avalokiteshvara is stabilized within you. Next is asking you what kind of color. Please put on the blindfold, cover your eyes slightly, and following the instruction, pull up the blindfold and look up in the sky immediately. Remove the blindfold and look up in the space before you and see what appears to your eyes. What kind of color? So, of course, it doesn't happen all the time. I have received so many initiations, but sometimes it happens that some colors appear. At one time, during one initiation, I saw green color. So I have this experience of seeing a green color in the space, which is an indication that I will be able to accomplish a myriad of spiritual activities. So the ceiling of the room where I was receiving the initiation appeared in green color. So with this, we are done with asking the color appearing to you, and then making 3 rounds. Please repeat it. Imagine that you go around the deity in the mandala, inside the mandala 3 times, clockwise. So I've made requests to the deities of the mandala, rising in the actual direction of the mandala. I've placed the students in this pure mandala. Whatever the merit he or she has for the stage of his deity's family, may it become clear. May the siddhi arise. May they become the vessel for the family, and whatever power they have, may they become the mandala. Please repeat this. This is throwing the flower in the mandala. So the flower fell in the center of the mandala, which is the indication or sign that you'll be able to attain the supreme siddhi, supreme spiritual siddhi, which means becoming one, your mind becoming one with the Lama's mind. And then the disciples are cleansed of their obscurations. So since the flower fell in the center of the mandala, it is an indication of highest siddhi. And this flower that was offered in the mandala,
yeah. 다 된 집이시. 다 되네. 가서. 다 지난주
so a home syllable arises in your heart, at your heart, and Ram at your forehead, and Om at your eyes. And remove the blindfold now.
Oh, yeah.
So having removed the blindfold, Vajrasattva, you have endeavored to open our eyes. Now they are open, Vajra eyes that see all are unsurpassable. The blindfold is removed. The Lama says, look at the mandala. On the outer rim of the flaming Vajra mountain of irons, in the center are various multicolored lotuses, on which are Vajras, within which are four-sided celestial palaces with 4 doors, inestimable mansions. So the Avalokiteshvara is compassionate to all sentient beings, and particularly the beings of the land of snows, the Tibet. Tibet having become his chosen land to tame the disciples, and in many different forms of manifestation of Avalokiteshvara, the beings of Avalokiteshvara, the beings of the land of snows, are always taken care of by Avalokiteshvara. And in the center, in the middle of the manifested scene of the Avalokiteshvara, to his east is Akshobhya, to the south Ratnasambhava, to the west Virachana, to the north Amoghasiddhi. And you are able to see all the deities and the mandala in its entirety. This is the mandala offering.
Om Hong Jam She Anam Le Zo Le Zun Anam Le Chun Yi Xin Ai Pum Zhu Ju Da Chuang Gu Ya Yin Da Chuang Zhe Ben Yi Wang Di Ni Wu Di Zhou Re Chuang Di Gi Yi Ji Chima Ta Ni San Ji Gi Yi Xi Chu Gun Zhu Ya.
So next is the actual initiation, the water initiation and crown initiation. So water initiation is to leave imprints in your mind for the attainment of Dharmakaya, and crown initiation is for the leaving imprints for Buddha's Rupakaya. Just as Bodhichitta presented great offerings to Buddha, so that I may be free today, grant me the space Vajra. Repeat this again. Just as Bodhichitta presented great offerings to Buddha, so that I may be freed today, grant me the space Vajra. So that I may be freed means this mere I, the sense of I that we have, this mere I, because of our attachment to the body, speech, and mind, and so forth, we create karmas, and so to overcome these clinging through our attachment and anger, hatred, you ask them to be elevated to the state of the master, Vajra master. Space Vajra means the master. The students are placed on the platform in the east of the mandala. There you become the noble Avalokiteshvara on a moon lotus. Water from the action is put in the victory vase. Obstructions are cleansed. The water becomes emptiness. From within emptiness, it turns into vast water of the 5 wisdoms. So the Vajra Master invites the powerful empowerment deities for the benefit of the disciples. Light rays from the tree at his syllable not distinct from the Silver Lama, who is not distinct from the compassionate deity, invites all conquerors and their retinue who abide in the 10 directions to bestow the empowerment. Lochana and the concert appears in the space sky above the disciples, singing, dancing, playing music, and holding parasols and breakthrough banners over them. I have heard this saying in my childhood. Which says, I went up on the hilltop to make an incense offering, but the pages of my prayer book were blown away by the wind. And so, how well has it served you? Possessing the excellence, like the golden mountain, the protector of the three worlds has abandoned the three stains, possessing the eye that, like the open petals of a lotus. So the empowerment is given, the actual water empowerment. The water of the precious vase grants you fortunate beings with empowerment. Karma, afflictions, obscurations are purified, and one's mind becomes moist with bodhicitta. Merely by saying the mantra, the deity makes absolution and requests the divine deities purifies. Likewise, I do this same ablution, and so forth. So this water empowerment is thus granted, and your body is filled with bliss. All stains are purified. The leftover water collects and rises in the crown ornament and light. So by purifying the mind of all the defilements, you are made to attain Dharmakaya. Now for the next mandala, next empowerment, the crown empowerment, we make mandala offering. Please repeat this request. Just as Bodhisattva presented great offerings to the Buddha, so that I may be free today, please grant me the space Vajra. Just as Bodhisattva presented great offerings to the Buddha, so that I may be free today, please grant me the space Vajra. Just as Bodhisattva presented great offerings to the Buddha, so that I may be free today, please grant me the space Vajra. The crown is blessed with the water and action mantra. It then dissolves into emptiness and arises as crown of the nature of 5 Buddha families. And for the benefit of the disciple, the empowerment deities are invited by sending rays of light from the seed syllable at the heart of the Guru, and you will be bestowed the initiation, the crown initiation, that will leave the potential for attaining the form body or rupakaya of a Buddha. The empowerment deities are invited by sending rays of light, and then those abiding in 10 directions are invited, and the wrathful ones, the deities, abiding in the intermediate direction, dispel obstacles. So the auspiciousness, verses of auspiciousness relating to the 3 jewels, the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, are recited, like the golden mountain possessing completion, etc. So this crown ornament of the 5 Tathagata families it bestows empowerment on you, the fortunate ones. It brings to completion the qualities of body, speech, and mind. May you quickly attain Buddhahood in the 5 families.
시도도 봐서는 나는 하이는 진짜 아무 소리나. 에비킹가서 상황이랑 대대로 왕고 류들 약간 좀 주는.
So this empowerment
항상 저 수직으로 주변에 그 개발진 좋고.
So this leaves in potential for attaining form body of a Buddha.
Yeah.
And then the supplementary initiation is given. Regarding stabilizing water and empowerment, the entire body experiences bliss and all stains are purified. The extra water collects at the crown, becomes crown ornament of 5 Tathagata bodies. And so next is giving the mantra. So imagine me as Avalokiteshvara, 1,000 arms, 1,000 eyes. And so when you repeat this mantra after me, this Lama, from the heart of the Lama, who is in the form of Avalokiteshvara with 1,000 hands and 1,000 eyes, from his heart, this mantra rises up from his heart, comes out of his mouth and enters your mouth and goes down to your heart. Please repeat. So maybe it'll do with the 6-syllable mantra. So imagine me as the 1,000 armed and 1,000 eyed Avalokiteshvara. At my heart, imagine Avalokiteshvara, one face and 2 arms, and at his heart is the Om Mani Padme Hum, Shri, surrounded by Om Mani Padme Hum, the 6-syllable mantra, on a moon disk. The Shri and the Om Mani Padme Hum 6-syllable mantra are standing on a moon disk at the heart of the deity at heart. And the first when you repeat after me, the first time the mantra comes down to your heart placed, and then Om Mani Padme Hum. Please repeat. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. So the first time the mantra comes down and is placed in at your heart. The second time the chain of mantra dissolves into the first mantra, and then at the third repetition it is stabilized. So as soon as I get up in the morning, I recite the praise to the Buddha for teaching dependent arising by Tsongkhapa, and then I recite Om Mani Padme Hum, the 6-syllable mantra, and I recite with visualization Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. So I visualize Avalokiteshvara on my right shoulder and Arya Tara on my left shoulder and recite the Om Mani Padme Hum mantra every morning. So with this, we are done with the mantra transmission of the mantra.
The
will is produced from the drum syllable, the conch from the last R, and then the text from the first R. So this is auspicious connection to become a universal emperor, and imagine so for giving teachings to others. So Om Mani Padme Hum, the 6-syllable mantra, is something that the Tibetans do not need to be taught. Right from our childhood, very young age, we recite this mantra. So being the special the beings who have special connection with Avalokiteshvara, to be tamed by him, we are able to do that, recite the six-syllable mantra right from a young age. And so, as I said before, I imagine all sentient beings to be benefited, and particularly the beings of the land of snows, so people inside Tibet. So people, of course, recite this long life prayer, one verse prayer. And so I pray that the blessings of Avalokiteshvara may be received by them. So it's been a long time since I became an exile. So since coming into exile, I've been able to serve sentient beings more than I would have been able to serve from if I were within Tibet. And so today, because of the technology, internet, and so forth, we are able to communicate very easily. Tibetans inside Tibet are under totalitarian, authoritarian regime, and so they are not able to serve others as much. So having become an exile and having become the long serving guest of the India government, I've been able to benefit beings around the world very extensively. So next is giving this 7 royal emblems. And then there's 8 auspicious symbols. So the Liti is a symbol, symbolizes power. So the Liti here is quite dry. It needs to be moistened. So as following the Indian tradition, I will put some Liti, sindura, on my forehead. So many Indians do that. So with this, may you turn the wheel of Dharma. So turning the wheel of Dharma does not mean that you should sit on a high throne and give teaching, but when you meet with people who are close to you, friends and others, you should be able to communicate to them how important it is to have a good heart, warm heart, and tell them that His Holiness the Dalai Lama also emphasizes this. And so be compassionate, be kind to others as best you can, and also recite the 6-syllable mantra. So this is my message to you. So So the 7 royal symbols. You become a master, holder of mantra, teaching in accordance with the gods, bodhisattvas, and Buddhas for the benefit of all sentient beings. Out of love, you always generate a mandala ritual. So given this permission to give teachings pertaining to the 3 families in general, and particularly the lotus lineage. So with this, we are done with the Avalokiteshvara initiation. Yesterday, we did the preliminary, and today, the actual initiation. So today, I have imagined, visualized those who are living inside Tibet, who have devotion, faith, total faith in me. I have also imagined and them to receive this initiation. So they have received the initiation, and similarly it is the case with the people in mainland China who have faith and devotion to me. So things are of course changing in China, and Buddhism is also gaining strength in inside China as well. May I be moved by compassion to illuminate the teaching of the Buddha where it has declined and having spread in the past. May I revive it where it has not spread before. May I reach or spread it. And so with this, we are done with the great compassionate deity initiation. So please be at ease and be happy. And so His Holiness, the Dalai Lama, is now 87 years old, but my face doesn't look so old, does it? So 15 or 20 more years I will live. So I'm a guest of India and I feel relaxed here, at ease. So though I have a bad knees, that doesn't really matter. So I can still be even if I am not able to move around but be seated, my mouth will always spit with fire, giving teachings and so forth to others. So the Tibetan issue will be resolved. So wherever you live, meditating Bodhichitta, the spirit of enlightenment, and the view of emptiness, the wisdom of emptiness, if you can do that, then you'll be able to increase your merits and wisdom. So this, the more we're able to increase these two, it will help the Tibetan cause more. So I've been to China before, and there were many Buddhist temples in China proper, and there also are stories about Avalokiteshvara. So China is the most populated country in the world, and if this imprint of the Buddha Dharma can be flared up, revived in China, it would be good. And so, thinking that Dalai Lama is at ease and living happily and relaxed, so I'll still live for 10, 20 years. And with this understanding, please be happy. And Tashi Delek to you. This ground anointed with perfume, strewn with flowers, adorned with Mount Meru, the four continents, and the sun and the moon. I visualize it as a Buddha felt and offer it to you. May all transmigrators or sentient beings enjoy such a pure land. In this land encircled by snow-capped mountains, the source of all good and happiness is Lord Chenrezig in person, Tenzin Gyatso, the Lord Chenrezig in person. May you live until the end of Samsara. Thank you. So to many people, Tibetans and others, so I have been able to do this and help them more easily by being in exile. But if I were still in Tibet, I would be sitting on a high throne and would not have been able to serve sentient beings as much. So with Nehru's direction, I have been living in Dharamsala very happily and in a relaxed manner. And so please be happy and be at ease. This is a long life prayer of His Holiness the Dalai Lama.
Tabe yone be pame duge nawe nyamda le suga ne ze muge jiba ge shine de ga ya ze oya keba kanjo chede nyendo na je la le bu ye ze me de nyenge jembe tando chime yo nyo do jebe do je de wa nyemo de ye nyebe lang je ye lang she ni ho nyebe yin je ye me ze nyebe song la lang do me yo do cham ze za we me Lini ni do na be de be de yang zo ben zhou ra wa zang me be len zhou qu zi song zhi ga den la zhi be ge sa nyo wa nyo do zi den da den zi chap zi rang zi le zhi be le so long zhi.
This long life prayer was written by His Holiness Dalai Lama's two tutors, Gyabje Yongzin Ling Rinpoche and Gyabje Yongzin Chijiang Rinpoche.
This song did you do show the no do chinese some then the cho some do je do da then the do len je lo me then the da then be mo lo ni me nyo do jo do ni ni je song do jo be lam che
This verse, which says, you combine the teachings of emptiness and compassion and make it ever clear to all. And may all your aspirations, noble aspirations, be fulfilled without any obstacle. And then dedication prayers from the prayer of Samantha.